Getting back to the work table, as you can see here, we have all of the frames made. Now the next step is we got to see this char in here. We got to get this char cleaned up so they look like this. Alright, so the way we're going to do that is to simply use this Dremel drill right here with this little drum sander on the end. So I'll clean one and show you how to do it. Okay, I'm going to clean out the inside here of frame number 18. Now I'm going to sand it down just until these little bridges start to disappear. If you run your finger over them, you could feel them raised up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is use my Dremel here, right here, and I'm going to just sand this inside. I'm going to go very lightly with the Dremel, just enough to get most of that char off, like this. See what I'm doing? I'm just sanding that off of there. Okay? See, it's coming off. Okay? Let's do this side right here now. Okay. I'm just holding it lightly and just letting it grind itself. Very little pressure. Okay, you see? It's starting to clean up. We got some heavy stuff on this side yet. Now here, let me show you. See these little bridges? They're still there, and they could still slightly feel them, but they are beginning to disappear. See, here they are, here, here, and here. So use these as a gauge and just keep grinding away on the inside of this frame until these are just about disappeared. Okay? There's one here. So I'm going to continue with my Dremel. Okay, it's cleaning up now. And those little bridges are starting to disappear. Okay, getting close now. Okay, let me show you now. See those braces? Now they're gone. There's a slight one right there. See the other side? It's right there, but it's so faint. So once I've gotten it to this point right here, I'm going to stop with the grinder, and I'm going to get myself a single edge razor blade. And now I'm going to just scrape what's left on there, like this. Okay, just kind of taking your time, scraping them clean. Now those bridges are disappearing. Okay, flipping it around. Okay, see, it's getting cleaner and cleaner. Now, when I get into areas like this, I'm just going to leave that alone, because when I assemble the hull, I'm going to give the entire inside another final sanding. So little bits and pieces like this won't matter. Those are going to come out in the final sanding. So this one is just about ready to go into the hull, except for the surface right here. Now, I'm not going to sand this down to an ultra clean, smooth surface. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it with the single edge razor blade and just scrape across it, okay, like this. Just enough to clean it up. Take any fingerprints from glue and any glue that has seeped up right here, through these joints. I'm going to clean that off of there. So I'm just going to go over it, clean it up until it looks nice, like that. Flip it over. Now this is number 18. Before I scrape that number 18 off of here, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to remark it. 18. So that way I know this is frame 18 once I've cleaned it up. Okay, where's my blade? Alright, so I'm going to do the other side. Again, now these frames are pretty strong because these joints are overlapping each other. So it'll take a lot to break it. You could scrape on it pretty aggressively without breaking anything. Okay, and that's it. I got the inside, I got both faces. This one is ready to go into the hull. Okay, that's it, done. When this sheet stock was sanded to cut all of these frame parts, if we look very close at it, you'll notice there's sanding marks in it. See them? That's because this was sanded with 80 grit sandpaper. There they are right there. Some model builders make a big deal of this. Personally, I don't think it matters at all, because when you look at the frame, here, I'll see if we can see it on this frame if I get the light right. Okay, there it is right there. Okay, see the sanding marks? There they are right here. Okay. All it takes is a couple, there's some more here. All it takes is a couple passes with a razor blade and the surface is perfectly smooth. Okay, let me show you now on this frame. Okay, let's get the light just right. See, that's glue smudges there. See the score lines? There they are. Okay, as we move along, you can see the score lines. There's, right here. Those are from the 80 grit sandpaper. Now, I've gotten remarks saying that, oh, it takes me forever to sand those out of there. Well, let me show you how long it really takes to do that. Okay, here we go. This is real time here, so no trick photography. Okay, here. See, you have to sand these down to fit those notches anyhow. So it doesn't really matter. And I scrape it. I don't use sandpaper. Okay, how long did that take? A minute? Now let's take a look at that frame. See that? Smooth. Those score lines are gone. You got a little dust on there. Okay? And that's how long it took. No time at all. And let's look real close. See? They're all gone. Okay, so, in getting it to fit in this notch. See, that doesn't fit yet. So, and you also clean up the glue. Yeah, see in here? Here's some glue smears. and that's what it looks like clean. So to do an entire frame, to clean it up, let's do the other side. Let's mark this number 3, because I just scraped off that number, and I'm going to wonder what frame this is. Okay, now I know. Alright, now I like this glue mark right here. Cleaned up, just like that. So, I don't think you want to sit there and watch me do 27 frames, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean all of these up and get each one to fit into this notch. Okay. Okay, now you don't have to scrape them with a razor blade like I do. That's just the way I do it. You can also do it this way. Let me show you. Let's get some tape here and tape this down to my plate glass, just like that. Okay. There we go. This is 100 grit paper. Now we could take your frame and you could go like this. And then also, that's all it takes to get that, get those score lines off of there. Now a little bit more here, and we'll get that glue off. Now what you can do is, this is 100 grit. You can use, start with 100 grit and work your way all the way up to whatever you want. Okay, let me get it going. There we go. Just like washing clothes in the old days. Okay, see? Now that's nice and clean. I got rid of the score marks, and we're just going to do that. Go back and check again to see if it, ooh, it did. That fit perfect in that notch. That's all it took. There it goes. Okay? Once you've built these frames, I've noticed that on some of them I have a slight misalignment. You can see here where this edge and this edge don't line up perfectly. Now what happens when that occurs is, this is a piece of the keel right here. These do not slip all the way in, okay, because it's hitting that notch. So some of these frames, like this one, they're nice and lined up. Okay, so when you're building these frames, you gotta pretty much check to make sure you're in alignment. Okay, now in this frame, I'm already done with it. See, I've cleaned up the inside, the bearing surface here where it's going to hit the keel, and I've cleaned up the edges. So when I slip this keel in here, you see, it has a very nice tight fit. And that's how we have to go through every single frame and make sure that it's going to set in the keel notch. And like I say, that's a nice fit. See, it's not going to come out of there. So that's the tedious job of going through every frame, checking their notches. If you find one that's a little bit out of alignment, you're going to have to widen it up a little bit and clean it out.